Imagine being able to create multiple YouTube videos in one day with less stress, saving time, and getting more sanity back in your life. Because if you're like me, you're juggling a lot right now. You've got responsibilities, maybe family, maybe kids. Maybe it's school or your 9-to-5 job or the responsibilities in your business. And so I've learned that it's so important that we have the right tools, strategies, and frameworks so that we can actually get more content done in less time. And I've got two big ideas for you today. And the first one is batch producing your videos. Now, you may be new to this concept, but if you've been hanging out with us for any length of time or creating content for any length of time, then you understand the power of batch producing videos. But I want to give you some new tips and even just encouragement to get back to the grind, back to work, and to schedule your next batch shoot. And so let's get on the same page as far as what is batch producing videos. Well, this is ultimately how I was able to grow my YouTube channel while I had a full-time job. Essentially, what we're doing is we're saving time by clustering tasks like the setting up of your camera, the setting up of lighting, the preparation of your video topics, the videos you want to shoot, even just the preparation of your mindset, wardrobe, and anything like that. And you're clustering it all together. So how do you do this? Step one, plan your videos beforehand. I've learned that it's very difficult to plan your videos and shoot your videos in the same day. It's almost like two different sides of the brain. One is kind of a research, writing, analytical side, and then the other side is the kind of creative, extroverted, actually needing to deliver the content, even if you're alone talking to a camera in your bedroom or home office. And so I actually am doing a batch of content right now, and I planned out today's videos on a Google Doc over the last week or so, maybe in a 4-hour block of time, and then another 1 hour to polish 8 different videos so I can sit down today and record them all in a row. And when you're planning your videos, you want to make sure you define your title. I actually like to know what my title is ahead of time. My title for this is Work Smarter, Not Harder, How to Create Multiple YouTube Videos in One Day. So going into the video, I know what the title is. What is the topic? You know the title and the topic, and even an idea of what the thumbnail could be. Now, when you plan ahead, you also give yourself an advantage by selecting topics that have the biggest opportunity of getting the most amount of views. For example, we talk about our ASQ strategy, answer specific questions. And if you're actually interested in topics that get the most views on YouTube, let me just point you to our free class at thinktubeclass.com. I teach 3 surefire video ideas guaranteed to get views. And that is some very important information when you're planning out a batch of videos. So check that out in the show notes, but let's get into step 2. The second step is to create an outline or script out the content. So once you've defined the topic, the title, and the thumbnail, then I like to figure out, okay, what's the structure? Is there points? And I don't script my videos word for word, but I definitely create an outline. And when you think about planning your content ahead, today I'm doing a bunch of talking head videos, me direct to camera, direct to audio, but there's also a couple different types of content that you could batch produce. For example, you could do multiple interviews. I love the story of Jamie Tardy, the eventual millionaire. She got clear on her content strategy and started a video podcast interviewing millionaires virtually. She said, I'm only going to schedule these interviews on Monday. I'm going to schedule them back to back to back to back, clustering that energy, clustering that effort. And what's cool about this is it doesn't matter where you are in the world. Using simple software, you can have a guest jump on, interview them, and then turn that into a YouTube video and an audio podcast and have a sustainable content format that builds your brand. That's why we wanted to bring today's episode to you by streamwiththink.com, because if this was the content format you wanted to lean into, then I highly recommend using StreamYard. StreamYard is the tool we use for doing interviews, live streams, but one of my favorite features is their perfect record feature. So for the Think Media podcast, when I interview a guest virtually, they jump on StreamYard and it's being captured to the guest's hard drive as well as my hard drive, and it uploads a high quality version all to the cloud so that you can either just export it as it is, or you have each angle isolated in 1080p high resolution with great audio that's uploaded separately so that a professional edit of that interview can be done afterwards. So if you want to keep it super simple, StreamYard is perfect. Or if you want to go a little bit more advanced, a little extra crispy, as we say here at Think Media, it is an incredible tool. It does a lot more than what I'm even talking about, but for video podcasting, it is a must. And so you can go to streamwiththink.com or check out the link in the show notes to grab a free trial of StreamYard and get started with your batch production interviews right away. And so we're talking about different kinds of content that you could batch produce. You could batch produce a bunch of interviews in a row. You could batch produce a bunch of talking head videos in a row. You could also batch produce multiple YouTube shorts. Perhaps you've seen across social media on Instagram Reels or TikTok or YouTube Shorts what has kind of been known as the Alex Hormozi style videos, where he's talking straight to camera, there's captions on screen, and they're not just a clip taken from a conversation somewhere else, they're actually structured content that he's delivering. There's a hook to it, there's content in the middle, and I've done a shoot like that 2 times now with about 20 to 25 shorts all in one batch. Again, I prepare ahead of time. I get an idea of what the hook is. Maybe if it's going to loop, I kind of script the beginning and the end so that it can loop on social media. But whether you really dial in all the details or just plan out some good topics, it's a powerful way to create multiple videos in one sitting. And when it comes to vertical video, perhaps you want to upload those more regularly than once a week. And so if you shoot something like 20 or 25, which, take a breath, I know that might sound intimidating, but just like anything else, it's kind of like a muscle that you grow up into. It's like an endurance that you grow into, where that definitely sounds overwhelming at the start, but it can become pretty practical when you get into the rhythm and the habit and the discipline of content creation. But let's talk about another big idea for how you could get more content done in less time. Okay, so our second big idea is to create more shorter videos. Essentially, if you were going to prepare some content that was going to turn into a 12 or 18 minute or 25 minute video, what would happen if you turn that into multiple videos? One of the truths about YouTube is that if you double your uploads, you can double your views. I know that it's not always guaranteed, but let's say you're used to getting 100 views per video. If you upload 2 videos, then you're probably gonna get 200 views. And oftentimes it becomes exponential, because if you can increase the amount of videos you're uploading to YouTube, one will get 100, one will get 80, but then one will get 2,235. And you're getting more chances to have a breakout video. And so the $1 million question is, how can I create more uploads in less time? And our second big idea is, let's create more shorter videos. And so one example is, ask this question: could I make 3 quality shorts instead of 1 longer video? Perhaps you're going to deliver a video that has 3 big points. It's going to take you around 7 minutes after the edit. Well, could that information be delivered in YouTube Shorts instead? A little bit more polish, a little bit more energy, but now you have stretched the 1 upload into 3. And when it comes to staying consistent on YouTube, maybe you look ahead and you think, oh, I want to go on vacation, or I want to take a month off. And certainly you could just stop uploading, but when you multiply your uploads, this also gives you the opportunity to schedule a few uploads. So while you're gone, videos are still coming out. So if you had 4 points in one video, those could become a YouTube short. Instead of, here are 4 tips for saving money on your taxes, you could say, here is 1 tip you need to know about saving money on your taxes. 4 different videos, 1 tip each, 4 different uploads. This is the type of thinking that will get your time back so that you have more sanity, more time with your family, more time working on your next project.